I think my definition of an entrepreneur, at least for me, is a person that fails forward a lot. And I think if I can learn from these failing forwards, then that's a success. If I can put together a good plan, and planning is everything, but the plan is nothing.
Hey, Anna, do you think people are listening? Yeah, why wouldn't they be? We make business so fun, don't we? In that case, let's introduce ourselves. Hey, it's Anna and Selena and the 15-ish minute coffee chat podcast. Talking business doesn't have to be boring. So dive into our coffee chat conversations and learn something new for your small business.
Hey guys, welcome to season 14 of the 15-ish minute coffee chat, a conversation providing tips for every entrepreneur and small business owner, or medium size or large size.
Are you transitioning from active duty military life to starting your own business or changing careers midstream? This episode is tailor made for you. Our guest, Ryan Hunt, served 23 years in the U.S. Army before founding 10th Mountain Recruiting. As a veteran, advocate, and successful entrepreneur, Ryan is ready to share the highs, lows, and invaluable lessons from his journey into business ownership. Now, with the unique combination of not just building his own business, but also connecting top tier talent with organizations, Ryan's here to offer some actionable insights and practical advice for those who are navigating the challenges of career transitions and entrepreneurship.
Oh, hi,
That sounds
welcome.
fancy, right?
I
Ryan sounds
know.
very fancy. I'm excited to get
Gosh,
him on here.
I feel like I need to go change up and put a blazer on because I want to be like, wait, I got to show up as top talent. But wait, I will say I am wearing, I'm from Hawaii, as I say all the time. I am wearing an aloha shirt, which is the official Hawaiian office attire. So I think I've showed up for Ryan. Okay. We'll
You
see what he says.
you
We'll see what
showed
he
up.
says.
This is the official Oregon purple blazer jacket thing.
Hey, that works.
How that goes.
Whatever works. Whatever works. Did we know that today was going to be about our attire before Ryan comes up? No.
We didn't. We
But
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay,
he
Anna.
shows up fancy, we show up fancy. So here we go,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Okay, Anna, tell everybody what's our call to action question before we read his bio.
Yeah. What we want to know from our listening audience today is, did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Right. So did you always want to
Mhm.
be one? I know I didn't. I started off with like truck driver, that because I wanted to see the world. And that morphed into teacher. And because I think almost every young child at some point thinks being a teacher would be amazing. And eventually, I fell into entrepreneurship because of you, Selena, who pushed me and said, "You should do this as your own business." And then next thing you know, here I
Yeah,
am.
I'll never forget that phone call. She was driving with her family to Utah or somewhere, and she hadn't said yes to me to doing this pro bono piece as a first thing. And I was like, come on, tell me the answer. She's like, okay, fine, whatever. And I was like, okay. And that's her. Yeah. To answer the question for myself, no. I had a very successful 20-year career in the restaurant industry. I was in upper management and sales, and I was doing well. And then these army people show up, and I fell in love with one, and we got married, and I went to the middle of Louisiana, where let's just say the restaurants there were not past like 1980. And so I was like, nope, not doing it. And yeah, and I
And
accidentally fell into this.
and look at us now, right? So many years later, when we were like, we never thought we would be doing this, and yet here we are, which really goes
Exactly.
to show any of our listening audience, if you are at the start of your journey,
Yeah.
like stick with it. You never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. But we're going to get into that with Ryan.
No,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
And I think this is so perfect having Ryan today because it's that second chapter and what you do with that second chapter. We've all had previous Ryan's 23 years in the military, and then
Yeah.
this next big thing that he's doing. Okay, we can keep chatting about Ryan and he's so fabulous, but why don't we go ahead and read his bio, which I'm not sure. And is that you or me today?
Why don't you go ahead and read
Oh,
it, Selena?
sure. All right, Ryan, I'm not going to try not to butcher your bio, but here we go. Ryan is a seasoned talent acquisition leader, entrepreneur, and retired Army officer with over 23 years of leadership experience and a decade in operations and recruiting. As a founder of 10th Mountain Recruiting, a veteran-owned boutique agency, he specializes in aligning top-tier talent with organizations across tech, government, manufacturing, and C-suite sectors. He's a passionate veteran advocate. Ryan recently accepted a volunteer role as the Chicago Bunker Labs ambassador, where he supports veteran entrepreneurs and fosters community growth. With a Master of Arts in Management and Leadership and certifications in Lean Six Sigma and Human Resources Management, Ryan combines his expertise in modern recruitment strategies with a commitment to empowering clients, candidates, and the veteran community. An industry speaker at events like the Military Influencer Conference, he is known for integrating AI into recruiting and transforming traditional talent acquisition practices. Woo! There's more, but hey, this is how we met, Ryan. Let's just bring the guy up already.
Yeah, let's bring him up. You take the bio down. I'm going to bring Ryan up. Are we ready to meet the Ryan Hunt?
Ready.
I feel. Thank you, and thank you for having me on the show. I feel like that bio was written by an AI. It was.
No, I mean, it works, right? And I thought I liked it, and now I know more about you.
I feel like it's a good summary of all the many things you've done because you had a massive career change. You did 23 years doing something, and now you're doing something else at multiple other something else's, right?
Yeah.
And it really encompasses all that experience. Even if it was written by AI, it's who you are, which is pretty good.
That's true. That's true. 100%.
And thanks for coming on to the show. Before we get started
No,
and start
thank
asking
you.
you the questions, we want to just do our coffee cup selfie, which is just holding up your cup and just giving us a 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's our imaginary photographer. I'll later post
Perfect.
that. So,
okay, we're going to do it again because guess what I forgot to do? We need to do it one more time. Can we do it one more time?
Do it again?
I forgot to put the banner up. See, all right, now we can be done. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, Ryan,
did you like the tilt?
It was so good. I feel like we have a mutual bestie here. Ryan and Annette Wittenberger have a lot of tie-ins together with what they do. And so I'm sure Ryan learned the tilt from Annette. I'm guessing because that's such an Annette thing. But
you know what? I didn't, but I'm going to have to ask her about the tilt now. Maybe I've seen her doing it.
Yeah.
It was a subconscious thing.
Ryan, we are also new Wicked fans. So if you just tell Annette in a meeting, toss, she'll love that. She'll go crazy. She'll do whatever you say. Toss. That's all. Okay. Enough of
I just think of the popular song.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start singing in the middle of it. This is become a musical interview now at this point. I'm sorry, but you must now sing every answer, Ryan.
And you will lose a bunch of your viewers and you will be canceled.
Okay. We'll save that for after the show. All right, Anna, let's pop up that first question. Oh, your voice went out. Her voice went out again. Wait, Anna, I don't know. Oh, she did. Oh,
again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Sorry. Okay. It's a new microphone. It's like sometimes I want to share you, sometimes I don't. Okay. So our first question for you is really about this career transition that you experienced when you were leaving 23 years of active duty service. So how did you know entrepreneurship was the right move for you?
Okay. That actually started as a child. My father was an entrepreneur. And so he would take me on all his business meetings. I would sit there and get to watch him in action and watch his creative spirit in action. So that he was definitely the number one inspiration for becoming an entrepreneur. Actually, in the military, during a TDY is when I started my first entrepreneurial endeavor. And I call it from boredom. I was sitting in my hotel room on JBLM, Fort Lewis, Washington, and messing around with my phone. I was an admin, still am an admin for a 10th Mountain group with about 10,000 10th Mountain veterans, Climb to Glory. And I created this distorted 10th Mountain patch. And I thought, oh, this might make a cool sticker. So I put it in the group saying that I had a sticker and I was selling it for $5. And I had over 5,000 people order that sticker in a about 24-hour period.
Hey, Ryan. So when you sold the 5,000 stickers, was that expected? Did you? Nobody expects it, but were you blown away?
I, I was completely blown away. I did not expect that. And over the next year, I didn't expect the explosion that occurred really via Facebook. In 2016, I made $600,000 plus selling stickers and hats. So it was just it was incredible. I was still serving on active duty. I was trying to keep that on the down low at Fort Irwin, which is the National Training Center. And then I ended up opening a warehouse, which is a huge mistake on my part, in Las Vegas, Nevada. You could walk out the office, turn right, and see Treasure Island and see the whole Las Vegas Strip. So it was pretty cool uh, from that aspect of it. But yeah, I did not expect that it would turn out sitting in my hotel room at Fort Lewis that I would be able to accomplish that. And sitting back now, almost a decade later, it, it's unreal that I was able to accomplish that. I
Did
wish I could do that on
Yeah.
a regular basis. So
right?
Right.
I know that would. Okay, so when you designed that sticker and you started selling and it sold out, like it just started going like crazy, did that just ignite this entrepreneurial fire? Had you tamped it down for so many years being active duty, right? You're not supposed to, that's your focus. You're not supposed to be focusing on anything else. But it feels like this was like that moment where you were like, I'm doing this. This is my
Yeah.
next, this is what I'm going for next.
it definitely, when the opportunity presented itself, I realized that I was truly going to do what I had always wanted to do, which was be creative and be
Mhm.
entrepreneurial. So this was definitely a vehicle. And I knew it as I was going through that first year. I was like, this is my vehicle, you know,
Yeah.
off the post. This is how I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
And I was lucky too, because that was around that time I also understood that I was getting tired and it was about time to hang up the I didn't hang up the uniform. I actually threw it
Yeah.
into a box in storage. And it's funny because I will occasionally post that picture
Yeah.
on my Facebook feed because it's
Oh,
funny
man.
to see this
Yeah.
crumpled up uniform,
Yeah.
because we went from being so disciplined and let's
Yeah.
iron our uniforms to here we are.
Yeah.
And now I have more wrinkles too, so it makes sense.
No, I love that it's always the story of entrepreneurship. You always hear that accidental entrepreneurship, right? It's always accidental how you become part of that. But, and I also loved how you were influenced by your father from a young age. And I think most of us don't realize sometimes when we do accompany our parents or grandparents, even right into the shop or into their business, how that can play out for us later on. So, oh, I
For
love
sure, it
that.
was huge.
Yeah.
It plays a huge impact in my life every day. My father, unfortunately, passed away of liver cancer
Mm,
when I was 21, and
mm,
I, I really haven't until this last 5 years or so. I haven't fully appreciated all the
mhm.
lessons that he was actually giving me, even if
Yeah.
it's just a short conversation in the car or whatnot. I realized that he was actually imparting so much wisdom to me.
Yeah.
Maybe he was hoping that he would see. I don't know if it was. I feel like it was deliberate
Over it.
with my father.
Yeah.
So I think he was seeding these ideas that
Mhm.
eventually I would come back around to and think about. So definitely an important
Oh,
influence in my
Right.
life
yeah.
and in my
Oh,
entrepreneurial journey.
yeah. Oh, I love that. I lost my father too at 18 to cancer. And so same thing. My business is actually named after him. So the impacts of what our parents do definitely shows up in our business. Again, another conversation we never thought we'd have, how our parents influence us in
We
our
are
lives.
their legacy.
Uh,
So
Yeah. Ugh, okay. Okay. Before we go deep, let's move on to that second question, Anna, and let's ask
Well,
Ryan.
wait, I have
Oh,
a
wait, you
question.
have
Wait,
a follow up?
can I add one
Oh, yeah.
thing because I don't want it
Yes.
to be I don't want to leave that question on such a
Yeah.
serious note.
Yeah.
Another influence of mine was Michael J. Fox, The Secret to My Success.
Love
I
him.
have watched that movie probably upwards of 10,000 times. So I have to give credit to Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
too for inspiring my entrepreneurial
Yeah.
journey as well. And he just won the Medal of Freedom too,
Yeah.
along
Good.
with another
Seriously.
entrepreneur that I love, and it has
Yeah.
inspired me too.
Yeah.
Who Ralph Lauren is
Oh my
another
gosh.
inspiration to me as well. And so they both were
Yeah.
there, and I was like, wow, these are two of my
Like,
idols that
yeah.
are in different capacities that have
Right.
influenced my life in one way or another. And
Yeah.
I have to mention that too, so we're not so.
Yeah. Oh, no, I
I felt
hear
like
you. I
it
hear you.
was Debbie Downer for a second.
Oh no, not at all. I think it's like it's a nice homage and it's a nice reminder because sometimes we do forget or we feel like we're not able to say it. I first of all I do want to just make one note before Anna asks you this other question. Michael J. Fox was like one of my like pretend boyfriends when I was young. Me and the TV, I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. I won't say what. I wrote I love Michael J. Fox in my journal, in my diaries. Yeah.
As did every child during that time frame. That was
We've
Yeah.
just aged ourselves, but
that's what
yes,
we absolutely did. How
Yeah.
could you not love Michael J? But I do
Yeah.
think that's hysterical. That movie was so instrumental. Did you find yourself like following tips from the movie, like how he did his in the movie, how he did things, and then I could just see Ryan like following
Yeah.
suit.
I
Yeah.
think I did that not only as an entrepreneur, but I also did that during my military career. Is I did
Oh,
fall back on the Michael J. Fox secret to my success just a little bit because there are so many lessons that can be
yeah.
learned from that movie
Right.
on many levels.
Yes.
You can take a lot from that movie.
I
And
feel like we're gonna have. Oh,
one
Yeah.
thing is mindset,
Yeah.
having the mindset of wanting to be successful, wanting to be an entrepreneur, and then not just turning stuff from words, but putting it into action, taking
Mhm.
initiative, yet being flexible, responsive, and adaptable. Which in that movie, I know we're not talking about
Yeah.
the movie,
No.
but
It's
that's what he does. And then
yeah.
also he falls in love, and he begins his
Yep.
networking, and it really is a great. I need to write a thesis on it, right?
Yeah.
It's a
No,
great
totally.
framework for entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
it really
Ryan, can we yeah, let's have a watch party and we say, "Hey, we're going to take your thesis and then we're going to watch the movie, pause on moments to say, "Do you see what I'm talking about?" Page 29.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll just wait for you to schedule that and invite us to that. So,
Okay.
oh my
I
gosh.
let okay, so your first point to the movie actually moves us very like smoothly into the second question because you're talking about how he starts to look at what success looks like. And so I'm
Yeah.
curious, right? As you left your military career and then moved into this entrepreneurship, did your definition of what success was change for you?
Mm.
Yeah, that's a big question.
It is, isn't it?
So
I mean,
from
I feel like anyone transitioning careers like you did, because you're not doing the same thing you did in the army. And so when people hit this career transition point, there has to be like this conversation they have with themselves of what is it I'm really shooting for?
I think that's a constant conversation, and to be a little general with it, I think the definition of success is definitely an individual thing,
Mm.
and it's for me, it's ever changing what that definition actually means. And talking with some people here in Chicago is a different animal altogether. Their definition of success might be a huge house and a Porsche, or sending your kid to private school. And yeah, so I think it's very individual. And in terms of entrepreneurship, I think my definition of an entrepreneur, at least for me, is a person that fails forward a lot. And I think if I can learn from these failing forwards, then that's a success. If I can put together a good plan and planning is everything, but the plan is nothing. So, having said that, if I can put together a plan and execute on it and come up with some really great wins, and ultimately, whatever I'm doing, if I can bring value to the people that I'm connecting with, that I'm collaborating with, and synergizing with, then I think that's a huge success in itself. And now that it, now that I'm really defining myself, air quotes, as a veteran advocate, which I think I've naturally, I think most of us veterans are veteran advocates because we want to advocate for ourselves. And if you're not, you should be. And now that I'm defining myself in that capacity, if I can give back to the veteran community and I can bring value in an altruistic way, then that's success to me. And then just having balance in my life. Having I have 3 children. I have a 17-year-old boy, a 15-year-old middle child, and a 6.5-year-old little princess. And I think that's success because that beyond medals and this and that, all the ribbons in the world mean absolutely nothing. I don't even have any of my medals or any of that stuff hanging on my wall in my office. My legacy are these 3 brats that I have, for sure. Not to take away from my military service, which I'm very proud of. I do have my guidon, my the symbol of command, hanging on my wall, and it's a constant reminder, not of how awesome I was, but the 203 people that made me successful.
Mm.
So just to broaden out that question a little bit, all these people throughout my life have actually enabled me to sit here on this couch and have this conversation, and this is success in itself.
So it
Spending time with you.
It's that's gonna give little hearts right here. We're floating through the air right now. Thank
Perfect.
you,
Yep.
Ryan.
Anna's been into these little hearts.
I have.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be my theme for 2025, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
So it sounds less like your definition of success changed, but more like it built on what you
Mhm.
had previously, and then you continued to build on. Now success includes this. So it started with
I
one
agree.
direction, you know?
I
Mhm.
mean, it's not to sound braggadocious, but to just say, in high school, going back all those years, many decades, my success was getting getting straight A's one semester,
Yeah.
playing 2 varsity sports, doing karate, doing all these things. And then as an enlisted soldier, I was enlisted before I became an officer.
Mhm.
Uh, my definition of success was getting a high PT score
Yeah.
and getting the PT
Yeah.
badge when they had them. I'm not even sure if they have them anymore. And getting promoted. I was promoted from private to from E1 to E5 in 2 years and 3 weeks,
Yeah.
which was extremely fast, at least
Yeah.
at that point. And so that was success. And
Ugh.
getting an honorable discharge the first time in ETSing, that was a huge success.
Right.
Surviving and
The
and
pandemic.
retiring from the military was a huge success. So that leads us right here to
Yeah.
this moment. Huge
Yeah.
success that we're able to
Right.
have this conversation.
I
Yeah.
love
And
that.
I do. And before I love too that you said the success looks different for everybody. So don't pigeonhole yourself into, oh, Ryan said success is like this. So I'm going to do what
Exactly.
Ryan says. And then it's not really what's in your gut and your passion. And maybe you want a Range Rover and not a Porsche, right? You
Exactly.
just change the logistics.
Or
No,
maybe you
I just
have a
appreciate.
Mercedes and then you get a Ford Explorer.
Yeah. Or maybe those new Cybertrucks. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. It's not going to be
I
mine,
cannot believe you
but
said that out loud, Selena. We're gonna get like eggs thrown at our show. You aren't allowed to
Oh
say
my goodness. Yeah.
that.
oh, I love how the transcript SEO might bring people here that are looking for that word and that's going to find this show about Ryan and being. I also just say something. What you just said is so great. It can apply to talking to like your college kid on like their journey through the college life and not to be so hard on yourself and like what's, you know what I
I
mean?
just
I
had this
just,
conversation
yeah,
actually in the car with my son. He's a junior,
yeah,
and we're prepping up his he's prepping up his list, but I've given him some advice. Whether he follows it or not is going to be up to him ultimately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he knows that if he doesn't follow the advice, that these are I've given him the courses of action that he should take and what they all look like. And if he takes a different
Yeah.
path, what that's going to look like. But
Yeah.
yes, I just gave this similar conversation to this young lad just a few days ago while
Yeah.
we're driving to school.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And then not to full circle it, but then he's going to have this conversation in years saying, you know what my dad said? You know what my dad did for me? How amazing to
Exactly.
full circle that. Well done, Ryan. Okay. Hey, Anna, I think we should move on to sharing this little endeavor that Ryan has for our toolkit, don't you think?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
We're very excited about this because this is another one of those pieces you've added to your success pile, right? So tell us a little bit about Veteran Lifestyle Magazine, Ryan, and what it is and why it's here even.
Okay. This is just an amazing, I call it a project, but it's more than that. This is really an amazing project that in a collaboration that I'm partnered principally with Annette Wittenberger, who is just a tremendous veteran and entrepreneur, author, speaker, human being. And if you haven't read her book, the
I
walls,
was
the
hoping,
two,
I was
the
waiting.
walls between. I usually have it right here too. Oh my
Yes.
God, yeah,
This
I'm
is
out of my
Ryan's,
office.
yes, Ryan's thing is to share Annette's book. And it makes me, I love it so much. I love that you plug her like that. And it's just been this funny thing between the two of you because she's
I've
like, oh
shared
my
it. I've
gosh.
now
Yeah.
shared it on I think 2 or 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
I usually have it
Uh,
here next to me.
yeah.
I got flustered because I was running late.
Oh, Anna,
I
So
have one
you
behind me, so
grab
I've
it.
got you covered.
Wait, show it. You got to show it because that's what Ryan does. He pulls up the
oh,
book and he points at it and
should I
does
get it?
something. No, wait, Anna has it. She'll
Oh,
point
there
it
you
for
go.
you.
Yes, the wall
Yeah.
between two lives. And exactly.
Look, I have
Um,
a signed copy. I just want everyone to know it's signed.
see,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a signed copy, and I've been and I tell him that every time. I'm like,
Rude.
okay, when I go to the Edge, I'll bring it. I forget it. When I go to the Mick, I'll bring it,
I'll
and I
bring,
forget
yep.
it. I
Yeah.
keep on
Yeah.
forgetting it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it this year. That is one of my New Year resolutions is to get my book signed by Annette. But
Ah,
to your
yeah.
question, yeah, Veteran
Yeah.
Lifestyle Magazine was started last year, so of 2024 as really just a passion project.
Yeah.
In high school, I was the one of the editors of the university newspaper. And so I always wanted to bring that back into my life in some way, shape, or form. And so I asked Annette, would you be interested in being the co-founder and founding editor in chief of this online publication that I already had bought the domain and started building the website out, uh, called Veteran Lifestyle Magazine, and it's going to be our little baby. I don't know where it's going to go, but let's go and do it. And she
Yeah.
joined right
Huge.
away. She had no hesitation in becoming the editor in chief.
Love it.
And over the last year, and it's really her baby.
Hmm.
I have little to do with it really, except for pushing her sometimes out of her comfort zone or
Yeah.
pushing her to do certain things. But that's really her baby.
Hmm.
And she's done such a tremendous job in this last year. We went
Yeah.
from the first day we did that it was online, we did receive 3,000 visitors, which was tremendous.
That's huge.
And throughout the year, it did stabilize quite a bit, and then in December it picked right up,
Yeah.
and it's been growing every week. I'm excited to look
I
at the stats.
love
I'm more the
that.
business side of it, so I look at
Yeah.
the stats and I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
This thing is starting to pick up. So we're looking at how we aesthetically change the website. We're also
Yeah.
looking for partners and
Yeah.
sponsors that can help us to continue to grow. the magazine in a meaningful way,
I love
and
that.
it's great. I am
Yeah.
very excited, and veteran lifestyle is it'll never get old. There's always going to
No.
be lifestyle. We're always going to
Mhm.
have things that we can talk about, and we can make it specific to veterans. And as you might have heard on another podcast, to me, the definition of veteran, I've changed my own personal definition of it to include military spouses, dependents, and also supporters of the military. Not all of us have the opportunity to serve. Not all of us have the mindset to be able to do it. And that doesn't mean that you're you're an awful person or anything. It just means that there are people that want to do it, can do it, whether that's because you're physically challenged or just it doesn't fit into your life at the time. I think back to 9/11, where I had left the army and I was sitting in college. Actually, I was coming out of a college class and I went through the student union and the TV was pulled out. And of course, we were watching it live. At first, I actually thought it was a movie preview and I was like, wow, this is intense. And realized, as we all did, that it was a real thing. And some people may have wanted to serve, but they may have been too old or whatnot, and weren't able to join up at that time. So I still, if they're supporters of the military, I think that they deserve some kudos too. And
Absolutely.
military spouses, come on, we
You're
need
talking to the
supporters.
Yeah.
We need
choir.
people that are going to help us get
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
the hard times and the easy times and the
Yeah.
deployments and the whatever is going on. But
Yeah.
it's true.
It's
No,
what
I
you said
mhm.
earlier, Ryan. It takes a village, right? Like
Yep.
It takes a
Yeah.
the
village.
success of
Exactly.
the
Yep.
service member builds on all these other people. It's the same for the military spouse.
Yeah.
It's the same for the civilian,
Yep.
right? It
Yep.
builds on the strength and success of the service members and the people who surround them and
Yeah.
provide that space to allow us to be entrepreneurs or
Yeah.
to be CEOs or to be the public works person, whatever it is that your dream is, whatever it is you love
For
to do,
sure.
that you spend your
Yeah.
time doing, right? It's anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I love
No,
And
that.
I
I
should say
can yes.
also, Veteran Lifestyle Magazine, if you are a veteran, is by our definition, it, we are definitely looking for people to collaborate with. We're looking for writers specifically
Mhm.
that want to contribute to what we're doing here and growing this
Yeah.
online publication into something really dynamic.
Mhm.
Veteran Lifestyle should be at every military event covering it,
Yes.
and being a part of the veteran journey, the veteran
Yeah.
lifestyle journey.
No, I love it. Congratulations, seriously. Like it's doing well. And I know at the time of this recording, Veteran Lifestyle Magazine is going to be one of the press people that are covering the presidential inauguration coming up.
It's so
Mind
huge.
blown. You
I
you have
know,
to apply, guys, to be accepted as press. And Ryan and Annette get this letter that says Veteran Lifestyle is an approved press to come and be a part of that. Not from way back there, but hey, you got a press. That's huge for you
like
guys. And like,
it's legit.
yeah,
It makes veteran lifestyle a legit online
mm-hmm,
publication. This
yep,
is a real thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not,
yeah.
even if it was out of
No,
our garage or out of our home
it's still
office,
very
it's
real.
still
Yeah,
very real.
yeah, yeah,
And I couldn't be prouder of Annette
yeah,
again
yeah.
because of her audaciousness with this.
Yes,
And this will open up so many doors in 2025 and beyond
yep,
for her to
Yes.
be
yep,
able to really access other events. Some events and some people may have turned her down in this last
yep,
year, but now I think we have the opportunity to revisit some of these different
yeah,
people and events. And I
yep.
think she's going to make a lot of progress
So,
in this year. Veteran
so
Lifestyle Magazine.
yeah,
I'm very
excited for
proud
you
of
guys.
it.
Yeah, I can't wait on the geeky tech side for you to see all the business things, stats, and all the stuff. Okay, I know I could ask you, but anyway, congratulations on that. And I'm gonna just move this slide here so Ryan, you can tell everybody where to connect with you, how you want to be seen, whichever, but whatever on that screen you want to share with everybody.
Sure. I think the best way to reach out to me, and I do a lot of different things. as you alluded to, I'm a serial entrepreneur, air quotes.
Yeah.
I'm really, I do a lot of different things. So, with that being said, if you're a veteran out there and you need any type of help, any type of resources, definitely reach out to me. LinkedIn is probably the best place to hit me up. Even when I was running late today for the podcast, they sent me a message on LinkedIn, and I immediately went, "Oh, I won't use the word I use, the two words, but I was able to be reached on LinkedIn the quickest." So that's definitely the way to hit me up. Of course, if you are a an organization that's looking to hire people and you need assistance with that, or you're a candidate that needs some advice in terms of interviewing or um, finding jobs, you can definitely hit us up at www.10thmountainrecruiting.com. And another note, if you're here locally in Chicago, which is where I'm a Bunker Lab ambassador. We do have a conference room here and some other resources for sure in Chicagoland. So if you're here, you're a veteran and you need some assistance, reach out for sure. I'll be more than happy to help you or at least guide you in a direction to link you in with some great people. And there's a ton of great people, not only here in Chicagoland, but as we know, in Texas and throughout, our wonderful
All the
nation.
places. Yeah. And we'll make sure to throw all the links in our podcast description and our YouTube description so that way you can just click away and go connect with Ryan immediately. Ryan, this is honestly, we've been really excited to, like, when you said yes, no problem. You were so inspiring and fun to be around. And I'm really glad that we got to hang out at your Airbnb in Atlanta and get
Uh,
to know you and all the things. We
the
did have to
Dojo
sign an
Mojo,
NDA.
the Mojo Dojo Casa House
Yes.
Yes.
in
Yes.
Atlanta, and
Yes.
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
and I do have
Yeah.
the video, but the videos of the event,
Yeah.
but they're not being released, of course.
No,
So
I
don't
believe
worry.
we all walked in together, said, "You sign my NDA, I sign your NDA, and it's a free space," right? Like,
It
isn't
was
that what we did?
we did, and the most beautiful part about it really is it wasn't a stuffy event. It was really meant to be almost like a college house party with responsibility. And I think we achieved it, maybe even a high school party, but with adults.
Yes.
And I think we achieved it. It was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I got to meet you all there.
Same.
It was fun. I'm looking forward to our next military influencer.
renew-
It's a vacation now. It's a social vacation. Like you get to go there and hang out, and it's really a reunion. So if you're out there, definitely look, and you're an entrepreneur in the veteran space, look at the military influencer conferences. Definitely a place to go and connect with people, network, and yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Ryan, thank you so much for being on our show with us today. We just want to say this has been a huge pleasure. All these places and things that Ryan has talked about are going to be in our show notes, and you can find that at annaandselena.com. We always do a show notes blog for every single podcast that we put out there, so you don't have to go searching for what we've talked about. And you can always find Anna and Selena at annaandselena.com on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, your favorite podcast platform, all the different locations. Just want to say one more time, Ryan, you're the best. Cannot wait to see you in
You're the best.
Atlanta this next year. There's part 2 is going to come. It's going to happen. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. It's like my night off from
We'll
work.
have some Seagram 7 there for you.
So appreciated.
Thank you
All right.
very much to both of you.
Thank you, everyone.
I
We'll see
appreciate
at
you
the
both.
next- Yeah, we'll see everybody at the next 15-ish minute coffee chat.
Oh my gosh. Did they actually make it to the outro music? I told you this would work, Selena. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in to today's show. Now head on over to annaandselena.com to listen to more of the 15-ish minute coffee chat. We've got over 100 episodes, all geared to making your businesses more fun and profitable.